Hello class, it's me, your professor. I'm going to do a couple of screencast tutorials here in Excel for your first assignment, just to show you what you need to do. And I'm breaking this up between questions 1 to 3 and then 4 and 5, so they're not too long. So this is Excel, if you haven't seen it. Your first question is asking you to make a grade calculator. All this is going to be just a simple table within a single worksheet, where you input your assignment, the weight of the assignment, the percent grade you got, and you come up with a weighted contribution out of 100. And that's it. So once you create a table, it doesn't have to necessarily look like this, but you just type in what this information is. The key is make sure you have the correct weight assigned for each assignment. So the Excel ones have were 7.5%. So if you look up here in the formula box here, I typed that in as 0.075. All of these are being inputted as decimal values. And make sure they add up to 1. Okay, and to do that, you can do equals sum C2 to C14 or whatever range within a column you're using. There's other functions in here. Off the Home tab, you can do an auto sum, where Excel will automatically read what's in your column. So I can just click that, click auto sum, and it automatically grabs it. I hit enter, and there's my 1.0. So all you need to do here, your contribution, as I call it, this is a contribution to your total weighted grade, it's simply the weight times your percentage grade gives you this number. So you'll see up here the equal sign. Anytime you see equal, you're telling Excel you're doing a formula or function or calculation. It's just C3 times D3. So I can delete that. In fact, I can delete this whole set of information and be like, whoa, how do I fill this out? So again, equal sign, well, you just click on the cell you want, that's C3. Multiply, which is the asterisk, Shift 8. Click on the representative row value and then hit enter. There's your value. And all you need to do, you can copy and paste this formula in, or you can use this fill down method here. Done. And that's it. So to do that, if you hover your mouse over the lower right corner of any cell that has information in it, it gives you this little green box. You just click on it, drag it, and you got it. Or like I said, you can literally just copy and paste, and you'll get your formulas all pasted in for you. And then you're just going to sum these numbers up, and it's going to add up to something out of 100, because we made this out of 100 or 1, and that's your grade. And this box here, you don't need to do that. That's some extra funky stuff. If you want to get creative with using if statements, have at it, but you don't need to do that. So the key part is making sure you get the correct weights in, make sure you get the right multiplication and get it in for every value, and make sure you have this sum formula in there, and you are good to go on your grade calculator. The second question, this rice bag question. Alright, so for instance, when you see data like this that's set up in multiple columns, but it's all belonging to the same variable, that's not good. That's not how you should ever input your data or have it organized. It should be organized in a single column. So what you see here on the right side is I took all these values and I copied and pasted them in and gave it a nice little column, because Excel is a spreadsheet program. It works with labeled columns and subsequent rows of data within those. And we'll just leave it at that. So you can still analyze this data using the manual formulas for quartiles, okay? And for the mean, which is average, for median, which is median. The only thing I really would pay attention to here, and that's why I have them highlighted yellow, is these quartile functions are separate. They stand alone. So whether or not you use this data or this data, you just need to know that the function syntax is equals quartile.exe, and all you need to do is make sure your data array is selected. You can ignore the dollar signs in there. I put that in there because that's called an absolute reference. It doesn't need to be in there. And then you just put in your quartile number. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and that's it. So you would do that for the first, the third, subtract the third from the first. You can do that with a simple formula, and you'll get your interquartile range. Now, this coefficient of variation also stands by itself. That's a simple formula of the standard deviation divided by the mean times 100. So the standard deviation divided by the mean times 100. All right, but here's the thing. If you set up your data correctly like this in a column, you go over to the data ribbon, click on data analysis. We're going to go to the descriptive statistics, click OK. We're going to have our column of data selected. It's grouped by a column. We have a label in the first row. We're going to put it in a new worksheet. We're going to check the box for summary statistics, most important, and just click OK. And then you get this beautiful little summary table of all your descriptive statistics. So again, here's your mean, here's your median, here's your mode, here's your standard deviation, here's your variance. Boom, done. You want to calculate your coefficient of variation. You got your data right here. Again, like I said, the two quartiles, 1 and 3, and the range are not included in this output, so you'll need to use that syntax, and that is it. So the last part of question 3, you need to identify the differences and what these functions mean in terms of Excel only. And again, you can look towards the readings with that, but I'll be honest with you, I would just Google them, because the fact of the matter is it's more important for you to know what a quartile is, how many of them there are, what the standard deviation is. It's a measure of spread or variation. What the variance is, it's again a measure of spread, and how to type that in Excel. Again, the mean is actually the average. It's not going to kill you. You'll never be testing on whether or not what does the average versus average A means. So you can hunt and peck and input that information and you'll be fine. So that's it for questions 1 through 3.